My personal trainer, Kim, asked me in the first conversation, "What do you want to achieve in your life, Ya?" I said, "Be fearless, be effortless." She looked into my eyes and smiled, said, "That's quite something." Yes, in Asian philosophy, our physical body, all the material things, are the hardware. But our mind, our consciousness, is the hardware, is the software, which optimizes the connection with the world, with ourselves. So the hardware, software, they're both important. How can we understand and improve that in our daily life? My name is Ya, this is my colleague Li. We are specialized in acupuncture, fascia treatment, and frequency microcurrent. And I want to take a second to think about how you really feel in a stressed situation. You open the TV, seeing the news, there are wars, pollutions. You arriving in your office, seeing tons of impossible tasks. You facing an unreasonable person. You quarrel with your partner, or you get chased by a tiger. We need to understand why life needs stress response. We need it. Because the stress response helps us to do everything to make you survive. Increase the blood into your muscle, increase the heartbeat, increase your blood pressure, increase your glucose from the liver, increase your cortisol to deal with the possible coming infections, right? And your body will do everything to inhibit, which is not the priority of surviving, like decrease the circulation in the stomach, in the gut, decrease your thyroid, decrease your growth hormone, decrease the hormone, make you pregnant, keep you pregnant, right? But how our physical body possibly to do all of this in the same time? How? The answer is by suppress the vagus nerve. Let's talk about the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the 10th cranial nerve, starting in our medulla, in the backside of your head. It's the longest nerve in our body, connect from your body to your brain back to the body. In Latin, the vagus means to wander. It wanders to your face, to your neck, to your pharynx, larynx, to your vocal cords, to your ear, and it wanders to the thoracic cavity from the collarbone to the pubic bone. So the vagus helps us to digest, to relax, to repair, to ensure we have a good life. Vagus is something after work, you laying in your couch, digest your food, quiet down immunity, quiet down the heart rate, and talk in a very low tone of voice. But vagus is inhibited by stress, trauma, infection. When there is stress, trauma, infection, your middle brain will immediately turn the vagus off. We don't need you here. Because the vagus stimulation gets in the way of survival situation, right? So when you complain about heart palpitation, chest discomfort, voice change, brain fog, autoimmune disease, reflux acid, and IBS, think about your vagus first and trace and treat vagus and see what turns down the vagus in the very beginning. Is there any trauma, infection, stress? When the threat is gone, when the fracture and infection get healed, normally the vagus will turn on automatically. But it's not always the case. There is a very interesting book called Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. Have you ever heard about it? It's very interesting. It says 1 minute before the zebra is running, avoid to be hunted by a tiger, whilst the minute after, it is peacefully eating on the grassland. And that's why the zebra never get ulcer, because they restart the vagus once the threat is gone. But however, in our human brain, the danger is always present. So we always constantly suppress the vagus, make our body highly alert. Our middle brain, there is part of our middle brain called limbic system. It is not only the stress center, it's also a memory bank. The hippocampus in the middle brain, their job is to help us remember all bad things happening in our life. Even you forget, they will never forget. They remember it subconsciously, unconsciously. That's why we need it, because that helps us to react quick next time we face the same situation. It's also try to help us. For example, you drink something in your high school party, which make you really sick. You feel very nauseous. It's the vagus tell you you are nauseous. But the vagus has a shortcut, a pathway directly to the hippocampus in our middle brain. It passes the information to the hippocampus. 20 years later, you pass to the same drink and you smell it. Somehow you don't remember what it is, but your hippocampus do. You say, no, I don't like it. See, that's protection. That's how important we need this data from our life experience in our system. But when people are having prolonged stress, when they have gone through overwhelmed trauma, their middle brain will stay on, even the threat is gone. Recently, I treat a young guy with heavy alcohol addiction, twice in the intensive care. His liver is too bad to survive. The first time he came to my office, he has to lay down to talk to me. He's so weak, sweating, heart palpitation, short of breath, and no sleep for years, this situation. So I simply asked him, what happened before that addiction? Is there any trauma? He looked at me, tears in his eyes. He only can say yes. And I say, you don't need to tell me your story, but I need to understand what is really happening. You have experienced a trauma, and that is a threat for your life. You have been get chased by a tiger for 20 years, and the threat is still with you. You live on the tip of your nerve. You're always in a fight or flight. But how your body cope with this? You cannot do it. 20 years chased by a tiger, you can't do it. That's why you know the alcohol is killing you, but you can't stop because your body needs a break. So I treat him with vagus stimulation, quiet down the sympathetic, quiet down adrenaline, and I treat him with also PTSD. He slept 3 hours in my practice. And since the first session, he hasn't touched 1 drop of alcohol. He slept better, everything goes better. 6 weeks later, I receive a mail that's about his blood work. He already have a great improvement in the liver function. That's something. And I treat another lady with Alzheimer's dementia disease. She couldn't remember anything happened 30 seconds ago. So she came with her daughter, and I asked her daughter, how long has been like that? 18 years. What happened 18 years ago? My sister died 18 years ago. We are talking about that, and I look at her mom. There is no emotion, no expression. She's rather calm. And I explained, I said, look, if you get chased by a tiger, you don't need to remember anything except how you escaped from the tiger last time, right? And when you experience a trauma, your vagus get turned off, and vagus reduce inflammation. And we all know inflammation in the brain contributes to cognitive decline. So I treat her vagus, I treat her PTSD, and I release her emotion. And I said to her, you probably don't remember what happened 30 seconds ago, but what happened with your daughter 18 years ago, you remember it as clear as it happened right in front of your face. And she cried. She cried for a month. In the beginning, she's crying, and the daughter asked her, Mom, you're crying. Oh, I didn't know that. She did not even realize she's crying. And after weeks, she could talk about emotions. She could exchange emotions. One of my friends from Germany who is specialized in PTSD said something very beautiful. She said, there is no bad emotion, no good emotion. They are all energies. When you experience a trauma, either you fight or flight, or you freeze. We therapists need to defreeze the emotion. It's just like put water back to the ocean. And that's so true. We all have bad experience in life, right? But when something really, really, really bad happens, how can I do to help them? I developed a way to treat PTSD by reset the input of the trauma to change the output of it. 2 years ago, I treated a young girl with heavy migraine attack, and she was completely healed by acupuncture. But recently, I received a phone call from her mother. The migraine is back. So I received her the same day as emergency. She came, I took the pulse, I did the pulse diagnose, and I said, what happened? What are you afraid of? And she started to talk about the ex-boyfriend who cheated her. And when she talked about that, she started to get hyperventilation, panic attack, crying, with anger. And she said, I don't want to have a physical relationship, but he did it. When I hear about that, I immediately opened the machine, put 124 on 19, which is torn and broken in vagina. 5 seconds, the panic attack is gone. The migraine calms down. What you have done, Ya? She asked me. And like my teacher Carol always said, I will tell you when it's finished and if it works. So I asked her to feel the story in her mind and pick up an image which she feels bad about and tell me what emotion is it. And she said, I'm so afraid to meet him again in the street. So I treat that emotion, I treat a sequence of frequency in the middle brain. 5 minutes later, I ask her, think about image, how you feel. And she said, I'm fine with it. And we did few images afterwards. By then, headache is gone, migraine stopped, she feels relaxed, she feels fine. And then I explained to her, I think trauma is like scar tissue in our limbic system. So what I have done is I did all the pathology from acute inflammation, subacute inflammation, chronic inflammation, and then calcium influx, fibroid, necrosis, degeneration. I did all of this until the output of the trauma changed. So I treat, with this method, treat a lot of PTSD afterwards, and it works very well, especially also for phobias, because you can work with that image. So now we know stress response is a good thing. We need it. But when the tiger is gone, if we still cannot let go, if the tension in our mind still keeps spinning, that's why in the night you are physically tired but mentally wired. There is a way to help you out of it. We need only 10 minutes. First, we need to tell our body, I'm safe, by doing a special breathing technique. And I learned this technique from my master for the post-diagnosed, Dr. Fu. It's very simple. You breathe in 2 times and breathe out 1 time. So try it and see how does that do to your body. Breathe in again, and out. Just simply by doing this breathing method, you tell your body, I am safe. Okay? And then, second, we activate the vagus. And there are different ways to activate the vagus. But as I am acupuncturist, I will teach something with point or meridian, right? It's simple. You just use your finger, clamp between your ear, and start with the mastoid, go up and go down. Yeah, go up and go down. Yes. And when you do it for 2 minutes, you will start to secrete saliva and start to yawn. And by then, you're the happy zebra. Okay. So though we are now the happy zebras, but the tiger is still nearby. We need to train our mind. When the tiger comes, we fight or flight. When tiger is gone, we can be the happy zebra. How can we possibly do that? What is the best mind status we can possibly have? If I'm too relaxed, I may be not able to handle the challenges efficiently. If I'm too stressed, too alert, I might not see the overall situation and be considerate. But all of us have the same experience. You finish a difficult task, and you finally had a long, good sleep. And in the morning you wake up naturally with tea in your hand and no to-do list in your mind. What do you feel at that moment? You feel so calm, but your mind is so sharp. Right? In Chinese, we say that is active as a rabbit, calm as a maiden. It is describe an energy status. You take all the energy inside like a seed, but ready to break out of the ground. In another word, we call it Zen. You can train it, and you can be there anytime you want and stay with it by doing 10 minutes meditation. I know there are a lot of different methods to do meditation, but it's not important what you do. It's important how you do it. Most important, simple, you sit relaxedly, straight up your spine. Yes. Concentrate on your breath. Try to breathe in as smoothly, calmly, quietly as possible. Jump out of the pattern. Be the observer and practice it. And there is a trick. Have you ever seen any picture of Buddha? And you see in Buddha is always carry a little bit smile, right? Why was that? Because when you keep a little bit smile, your heart chakra opens. That's a trick. So when you do the meditation, try to keep a little bit smile and make everything flow, especially your heart chakra will open. Okay? So we will talk about mindfulness. But take your time, think about it. What does that actually refer to? How can we personally use that word? Mindfulness is not absence of mind. It's not to get rid of your mind, get rid of your thoughts. Mindfulness is, my mind is full, but it is full for what I individually choose. This is my intention. This is my engine. This is my pathway. So whatever you do, put that behind it. Don't do things empty. Don't make a movement empty. It is up to your intention. It is your thoughts, which is the software, fueling the quality of your life. So be fearless, be effortless. Don't do it, just be it. Okay? That's for today. Thank you. So if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer.